Uh, what am I doing? I don't even remember where we left off. But I'm gonna just get the stream started right now. So basically, I've been up to stuff. It was pretty stupid, honestly. That's why I took a couple of days pretty much to get to here. Like, you see, it took me multiple days longer than I expected. Because every time they said, oh, we're going to go do it now, some new stupid thing would happen where you'd just be trapped out in the rainy, cold muck for hours. So we just produced this thing, I guess. I think that's where we left off. Wood oil is a pretty useful item to have, honestly. Just gotta figure out what we're doing with that. I think we're using it to power solvent production. And as well as that, why is wood oil backed up? This question is pretty important because I need to have that. I believe it's because it's nighttime, it's backed up, and it's not actually doing any cracking. So we'll go ahead and take a nap. I will be back in a bit. I'll be back shortly. Let me take care of a few things so I can get started. Okay? It's just gonna be a second. What? Oh. Is that what I'm looking for? Why? Why? Just put this one up here. Yeah, just put that one up there. Yeah, put that stream where it belongs. There we go. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Okay, guys. I'm back. At long last, you all have waited for 4 days. multiple days for me to come back to do one of these streams. So welcome back. See, I was up to the world's longest, dumbest thing that ever could exist. Worst execution of all time. For an event. No, it was not an execution. No. But the event was poorly executed. So it was pretty awful. We'll go mining over there. That'd be pretty cool, I think. But I need to reload the Wojak, and I don't remember how to do. Is it like F8 or F9? No. One of these does reload chunks. I think it's shift F3 and G or something. You gotta reload the chunks so Soyak will load. Can't just be walking around without a Soyak loaded in the world. There we go. That's much better. So, what was I up to? Well, I'll tell you the story. It all starts. We're going to go to the field, right? And the first thing that happens is so simple. I have allergies now too. That's awesome. But we're going to go to the field. We're all the way out, and we just exited our motor pool pretty much. Trying to go to the gate. And we get a surprise inspection. That sounds amazing, doesn't it? Right? So, the surprise inspection, we then go back to the motor pool because we couldn't pass it. Every single vehicle had something wrong with it because the rules had just changed for pretty much division. So, division gave us a surprise inspection. And they changed all of the rules before they did that. So then we got sent back to our motor pool until like 1900 that day, when we then decided to leave. Which may seem like it makes no sense because, we just got kicked back, but I believe that somebody either super high up was pushing for us to go out, or it just makes sense. Okay, I would expect that, like, just gonna be like, oh, well, we can't send you guys today. We're just gonna put it off until tomorrow. No, that's not gonna happen. It's like, that's not gonna happen. They're just gonna be like, oh, well, we can't get you guys back. They won't do that until it's like really late. That's the only conditions they would do it, is if it's like 2400 and we're still not leaving. They'll be like, oh, okay, you guys can go get some sleep, come back tomorrow morning at this time, and we'll try it again. But that's never gonna happen. That is not what's gonna happen. So yeah, we go out, we do that. And it is pretty much from the start, it continues to go wrong. Okay, so the second we get out there, It's raining the entire time. The entire place turns into a mud field, pretty much. Doesn't matter where you walk, it's like you're stuck in the mud. It started raining, like, towards the end of the first day there. So it was just pouring rain. We have to go check the reactor. So it was just pouring rain the entire time, right? And we went out there, and it was just raining. And vehicles, when they go through the grass and stuff, they just tear it up because that's just how they are. So it turned everything into just this absolute bog, a mud field, if you will. It was amazing. Because you walk around, your boots would just become big bricks of mud. They weighed like 15 pounds or something like that. It's ridiculous. But that is the first thing that kind of was going wrong. And then after that, they realized, oh, well, our vehicles are breaking down. So we go out, we do one iteration of our stuff. We go try to do a night iteration, but then they're like, oh crap, the vehicles are breaking down. And so what we do is we go through every single thing that's wrong, could be wrong with the vehicle, of every vehicle, at 3 a.m. in the morning, and check. Oh, this is wrong. Oh, this is wrong. Oh, this is wrong, this is wrong, and this is wrong. So we're checking these vehicles at 3 a.m. in the morning, in the cold, in the rain, in mud. You have to scrape mud off of the tracks and stuff. It's no good. It is no good. And I would say it only continued to get worse from there, because the same thing happened the next night. Okay, except that time they were like, all right, we're going to get you guys out to do the iteration. Okay, we're going to get you guys out there to do the iteration. Okay, so you guys are going to start off the day. You're going to do the exact same thing you did last night. Check the vehicles for any faults and stuff. Sorry. You're going to check the vehicles for any faults and see if anything is wrong with them. And so that's what they do. Go through. We do it again. So that time we did it at 7 a.m. in the morning. So then they were like, they didn't get back to us until I think like that evening, when they were going to be like, okay, you guys are going to go out, but you guys have to turn in all of this ammo you guys had just pulled that was live. I think that's what happened. They were like, all right, you guys are going to turn in all of this live ammo so you guys can do a blank run. Which so we drew live ammo in the morning just for them to be like, all right, go do a blank run. Go do a blank run. Again, a nighttime blank run. Because they couldn't get us out there that entire day for whatever reason. And also, more of our vehicles continued to break down. So that means that every time we would go do something, we'd have to swap vehicles like so much. It was stupid. So that we went out, but the second we get out to the staging point, they're like, okay, your guys' vehicles are broken. You're going to check them. So, because more vehicles had broken down at that point. So pretty much they were like, yeah, no, we're not able to get you guys out there. But I love this story because I feel like they could actually, it's so sideways. It's so upside down. It's just such a great story. It's a great story. It's the best story I think I've ever accomplished to collect, which is sounds that's weird phrasing. In other words, I think it's the story of all time. It'd make a great book. About stupidity, mismanagement. Because you see what should have happened is that we should have gone and taken care of the vehicles, okay? See, we shouldn't have been out in the field anyway. Like, we shouldn't have gone out to go do this field stuff. Honestly, if we wanted to do that, we should have done it back when they were doing it the first time. With one platoon doing it. Because apparently, that first time, they were doing a platoon live fire with one platoon. Which it makes no sense to be like, oh yes, let's go do platoon live fire. But we'll split it up so it's like a few months apart between this platoon doing it and the rest of the platoons doing it. We should just get it all done at one time. There's certain things that make sense, and then there's certain things that don't make sense. And I think they found the ways to make the least sense. If that's even possible. So that happened. That's what happened, pretty much. But it continued to get more and more stupid, pretty much. Like, by that second midnight inspection of our vehicles, pretty much, it was like, well, you guys are just gonna have to wait, pretty much, swap out vehicles and stuff. So they eventually got us out there to do a day live iteration. And we just kind of waited over there at the point to do it. We didn't start off with any inspections, thankfully. No more vehicle inspecting. There's a reason they're all broken. It's not that we're just breaking them for the sake of breaking them. It's because we haven't had time to repair them. That's what I figure. You see, that's why it's stupid, is that the way it's all scheduled did not pan out in a way that makes sense. To where it's so squished and jam-packed that there's no time for them to actually repair the vehicles. And that's why it's stupid. Because we're going out to train with vehicles that had just gotten back from training, and they really need to be looked at and repaired in some cases. Like, half the vehicles were broken from the start before we even got out there. It's a miracle that some of them even managed to get out there because they repaired them on the spot after the vehicle inspection that happened before we could even leave. So, like, they started fixing the vehicles at that point. They were like, oh, well, fix the vehicles. And it got more and more sideways the entire time. Because I stopped sleeping by, like, that second night. Like, I wasn't even sleeping. I couldn't even tell if I was sleeping or not. But what makes it great, really great, is that eventually it was just like, oh, okay, we're going to go do an iteration of day live this evening. So we finally figured it out, got it all figured out, went out, did a day live. They're going to try to get us to do the night blank, but then that's when the inspection happened. Hello, Tungsten. How's it going? They were going to get us out there to do another inspection. Or no, not another inspection. They were going to get us out there to go do the blanks and whatever and all that nonsense and things. What all did they do besides that? They did so much. So when we got out to do the first live iteration and stuff, like the entire time it was just sideways. It was sideways the entire time. We got to do the first live iteration. Okay, we did a live iteration. It went well. I don't think anything really went wrong. We did. Then they tried to do the night iteration. They couldn't because they had to inspect all the vehicles. And then after that, we. It's kind of hard to remember all of this because it was just so stupid. So stupid. I think we went back and slept. Or not. No, probably not. That was the same. That was the night we left for a little bit. They were like, okay, we're going to try to get it all done. So next morning, because they couldn't get us out there for any more night stuff, pretty much. We were just like, just wake up, get ammo, get ready for an iteration of blank live, finish it up. That time, they just had us turn in the blanks at the end of the day, and then we went straight to live. And yeah, at that point, I just had to stop sleeping. Like I couldn't sleep because it was just too stupid to sleep. It was too cold to sleep too. It's cold, wet, muddy. I'm trying to sleep inside of a vehicle turret with hatches that leak and stuff. It's not super easy to do when it is raining and cold and wet and muddy, but I guess it is possible. I guess I was sleeping. I just don't know if I actually was or was not. I couldn't tell you if I was. If I was sleeping, I didn't know. Because my eyes, they just felt like I closed them and nothing happens. Like the conditions were perfect to like get trench foot. Good thing is that I did not get that. Even though I did not change my socks at all, which is stupid. But my feet have kind of built up a resistance to that. So I figure that, like, if anything, it just comes down to probably your feet just have to be resistant to it. Like, you just gotta kind of build up stamina or endurance, I guess you could say, to getting super plagues and things that tear apart your feet. The reason I say that is that I've been through multiple different of these field events that are actually dumb. They all go sideways, but this one went the most sideways. And towards the end, like, just continue to get sideways and sideways, because eventually after we just kind of waited out in the cold one night, and it was just freezing and muddy. People were sleeping in the mud. And I was like, oh my god. These people are dumb. The ones who are sleeping in the mud. Ones who slept and laid in the mud are... Like, that's not what you want to do when it's that cold. When it's that cold, there's the chances of you surviving sleeping in the mud are so low. It's not worth it. Just sleep in the mud. Cold, wet, muddy. It's not great. But we're just sitting out there waiting for our vehicles to come back so we could hop in. That was when we decided to do just get the live stuff done with. So it was going to be our final iteration pretty much. We're waiting out there till probably, I don't know, I think it was like 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning. We got out there pretty much the entire day. We were waiting until 4 a.m. in the morning. Awake for like, since the day before yesterday at that point. It was quite something. Quite something. Just waiting out there. remember that part pretty good. So I was just kind of there, like, yeah, we're gonna go shoot guys. Oh, maybe they got the midnight inspection again. Maybe they got the midnight inspection. We're gonna be able to go. Don't worry, guys. I was up that entire night, pretty much. At 6 a.m. in the morning is when we finished our actual iteration. Get done with the iteration. We're just waiting. We're gonna go do all the stuff we need to do to get out of there, pretty much. This is what the plan was. The plan, get out of the field. It was on Monday that plan begun. Because that's when we had finished. So some of us went to go do ammo. The others went to go do the TAA. I don't know what that means. TAA. I just know it's where I slept. So they do that while I was doing ammo. We need to make like a road. That'd be cool. Get I get some paving materials. I don't know what to make a road from. It's not like we have like asphalt. We could make asphalt. We definitely could. God dang it. How the heck am I gonna get... Well, we could get oily sand to do that. We need to go to the desert to do it. Well, you can just liquefy that for bitumen. Coal tar gets you bitumen. Cracked tar. Oil tar. Bitumen, industrial oil. I think we'll just siphon out some of the stuff into a barrel. So let's go grab that barrel I have. We'll try to get some asphalt to make a nice road. Or we really need to automate this. This is a process I need to automate. Is there a good way I could automate this? Is a question I should be asking, okay? Because we're gonna build a shooting range out behind the soy jack. Or soy craft, or whatever the heck this is. So I want to have that set up. I need to have some way of being able to do that. It's going to be cool. It's going to be like, what's that guy? Stampy's Lovely World, except it's TH3 Fish, Nuclear World. Destroyed, half-baked, and nuked all at the same time. Total nuclear annihilation. At Voltec. What is this? What? No! Why? What did I come here for? This place is finished, correct? There's no need for any more nonsense, right? No nonsense, it's all finished, it all works, correct? Yes? No? Maybe so. Okay. Oh, actually, we probably need to set up some stuff for this. Some iron powder. Iron powder. Asbestos. How much asbestos have we printed out? This is ridiculous. It just can. So we need to actually speed it up, honestly. We need to speed up the processing for those materials. Pretty much went 2 whole days without eating, by the way, during that entire event. 2 whole days with no food, almost. Hey, what's up? Welcome back. I'm just working on figuring out how I'm gonna do a road. I don't know what I'm gonna do for this. We obviously have asphalt. What is this? Concrete? Huh. How do you make that? Oh, just smelt up gravel? Wait a second. Ah. Okay. I remember this because this stuff was kind of annoying to make. But it looks pretty good. It's a really good building material, honestly. Boring for today's video? I haven't watched... Wait. I don't remember what it even is. My bad. I also haven't watched my videos since over a year. Unless it's the stream that is boring. But the stream is not boring. I'm sure the videos were half-baked because all of those videos that were scheduled over a year ago are half-baked. Yes, see, the reason I was gone for so long is that I was up to stupid nonsense of being awake for 4 days straight in freezing rain and mud. It was awesome. So it was an experience. It was an experience. Like, I'm not even joking. The mud was so bad, if you tried to walk around, you could probably skate in it. Skate in it, you get stuck in it, you get... Like, any of those things happened a lot. It was bad. I need to restock my energy drinks tonight. Might do Red Bull. Might do anything. Let's see what we're up to here. Oh, this guy also needs mercury, or does he make mercury? I think he makes it. I think he makes the mercury. Okay, I have a slight suspicion he makes mercury. The mercury comes from the vitriol production. It's just, I don't actually have a way of extracting mercury and iron powder. So, if I go over to here, mercury is produced here. What I really need to make, okay, so what I really need to make is a new oil setup. I just am not able to focus right now because I just got back from the most dumbest stuff ever. So I'm just kind of like easing back into this, kind of. Holy crap. Anyway, we don't need all this sulfuric acid, and I can't just dump it in the environment anymore. I don't think I can do that. That doesn't sound like a great idea. What's up? Wait, does sulfuric acid allow me to... Ooh. 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 Look at that. That's nice. You were almost all ready to make Geralt and an expensive mode. Cool. I'm just looking at what you can do with this. I don't need sulfuric acid. It's not useful to me. It's not useful. Oh. Yeah. It's Flux. Sulfuric acid. You're in the old version. What is this? Cobalt? People really want me to go to space. It's one of the things they want me to do. But I'm here getting distracted with a project to do. And I'm sorry that I'm not gonna go to space until I finish this project. So we need to just start working on making bitumen, okay? We can figure out how to dispose of sulfuric waste later. But right now, we need to focus on the actual bitumen production because I need a ton of bitumen. So, what I'm probably going to do is figure out some way to hook bitumen production and run it from this, pretty much. Just the entire process runs off of its own separate setup and I can swap over to it. And, you know, I keep running back and forth because I'm stupid and keep forgetting. I probably should go grab the machines I need so we can start doing this process. Grab the materials I'll need so we can start doing the process of doing this. And I need to stop sneezing. I need to stop sneezing. Okay, we're just gonna take this downstairs with me. Oh, I can't just put it in there? Okay, I'll just do it myself. I'll do it by hand. I think I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to do today. I figure that I'm probably gonna have to do. Okay, obviously we're gonna be cleaning. That's one thing. We're obviously cleaning. Obviously gonna be taking care of something else as well. It's another thing. I have to take care of radios. It's my job. So I'm gonna have to do that. Whatever that may be. One thing with radios is that... Actually, I'm not gonna talk about that. Never mind. Scratch that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We will not talk about that at this time. Ever. Solvent. Why is solvent not producing? Why are you not producing solvent? What is your problem? There's no naphtha. Obvious. Clear. How much HP solvent are you producing though? Oh yeah, you're doing a good job on that. It's not have enough naphtha. How do we produce more naphtha? How? This thing is just producing as much as it can, so that's actually pretty good. Pretty good to see. That's what you want to see with this. Want to see some production value. Oh. Nice. So many saplings in there. Alright, well, let's go ahead and work on that. Grab the crates, too. Let's go ahead and work on that idea I had. Maybe an asbestos house will go great with this project idea. We have so much asbestos. This was a huge project. I'm glad we're pretty much done and I can put a stamp of approval on this project that says approved. You know what? That's the next thing I'm building. A giant big red stamp in the world that says approved. It's going to be placed probably somewhere. Approved industries. Oh yes, your base approved. Your house approved. This stamp approved. Just a giant big red stamp. That's gonna be awesome. So all things that are big and red are totally awesome. Nobody's gonna understand that joke. Hello. Hello, hello. He went from 3-2 to 1 just by saying hello 3 times. It's like Beetlejuice. You say hello 3 times super fast, you'll do something probably. Maybe you'll hit your head too hard. Who knows? Ah. What is this? Where's my creative nonsensical calamities? Alright, so we lost the drone controller, which is kind of sad. If I want to do a fly-through of anything, I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. Oh, are we producing gravel there? I think we are. Because I can do something with gravel, okay? See, gravel isn't just, let's go ahead and turn it into wafers or anything. I mean, it is kind of that, but what I'm going to do with all of this gravel is I'm going to make it into the concrete. For future building purposes, okay? For building the back rooms, pretty much. Yeah, that's the plan. Concrete from chisel has the coolest texture of like any material I've ever seen. Let's see. Probably up here. Right here. This is it. Nice. Look at all of this that I can smelt into concrete. Well, we'll see if the recipe is correct, and then we'll do it. But we'll go ahead and swap the power plant over and start trying to smelt it. I mean, it's worth a shot, isn't it? Pizza, pasta, put it in a box. Yeah, we should just start producing more oil. If we're going to want to do anything oil related, we should just produce more of it. Ah, nice, perfect. Exactly what I expected. Thank you, Jesus, for working. Okay, so we're going to set up... Alright, with bitumen, how do you get a lot of bitumen? So let's focus in on today's task of bitumen production. How can I produce tons and tons of bitumen? Okay, we have a few ways. You can take coal tar, turn it into bitumen. That's okay. You can do coal oil, or, yes, coal oil. Coal tar creosote also does the exact same thing. Gets you coal oil and bitumen. Gets you bitumen, industrial oil, which, obviously, I believe you can make industrial oil into your bitumen as No. But what you can do is turn it into coker oil, which means that you could pretty much cycle that through a process to get cracked oil, which you can then turn into crack oil tar? Well, how would you get the most bitumen? You see, this is a question I do not have the answers at this time. I think we're going to run a cracked oil setup. That's obviously the way to go, because if you don't run a cracked oil to do this, then you're probably not doing it the best way you can. So, and I already have a catalytic cracking tower on standby in the box. So we'll go ahead and head on over there and start working on that. And I want to actually make one other thing before we go out to do this, which is continue to work on the fence around there. Since I haven't worked on it in a while, and it's pretty important that we set that up so it looks nice and pretty. So we're going to have to make a lot of iron bars so we can make the fancy HBM nuclear fences, okay? HBM's nuclear fence mod, guys. Nuclear fence mod. Just give Soyak some time to show us the way. No! I hear a vehicle with warning lights on the back. It's sad. That is sad. What am I looking for again? I'm looking for iron. This place should produce like a lot of that. If I'm not wrong. If I'm not mistaken, this place produces tons of iron. I mean, it's just got started. This one's produced a little bit. What about this one? This one? This is just asbestos. Because it's still going at asbestos the entire time. Okay, well, I have 128 iron ingots for us to play with. Let's go ahead and do some playing with these iron ingots. Alright. And what else do I want to look at with this? Okay, so well, basically we're going to need to do chunk borders before we even get started. We're going to need to look at a power switching grid. Actually, we don't even need that. It can just all be on by default. You can turn off the entire oil plant on the same net. Doesn't matter. So that's all we need to know of that. Then I figure we probably... Yeah, we're probably good. We're probably good. It doesn't matter. I figure we're good. We're probably good. So let's get started on making some fences over here. What is this? Is there anything in here yet? Okay, nothing. Cool. I like dumping my nuclear waste into the environment. This place is, it's awesome. It's really captures what HBM envisioned, I feel like. Really captures the great vision of HBM. Whatever vision he might have had for this. I say words, but I don't actually have a meaning to those. Alright, we're just gonna drop off all this, because I don't actually need it right now. We're gonna save this for when I want to make something cool. So, that's why we're producing it now, because every time you run the game, it just randomly selects a new recipe. Either it's cobblestone to gravel, or it's the other way. But anyway, fence links, right? Fence. Look at this. Look at the fence links. Tell me they're real. They are real. Yes, they are. I'm gonna show you guys today how to make 5 billion fence links. Chain link fences. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Do that. So now I have iron bars for days. And start doing this. Boom. 60. 60. 60. Do that. Do that, right? No? How do you make these? Oh, okay. Just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again until we get it right. Right? That's perfect. That's how we do it always. Always. The way to go. Alright, then we need to make one of these stacks. We'll have a stack like this probably. Should do the trick. That will get us a fence. So we can start separating out stuff and being like, oh, this area, this thing. Okay. It's gonna get another chunk extension. Pretty much. Just dig out all of this. Where's my auto shredder? Just give me auto shredder. Just gotta excavate all of this stupid nonsense. Now that's what I'm after, is actually collecting all of these little pieces for arsenic production. It just kind of speeds things up a little bit, you know what I mean? Because later I'll be like, oh, guys, I don't have any bismuth. I need arsenic now. Time now, arsenic, guys. Time now. Hurry. Hurry, let's go. Get some arsenic cooking, please. Please. I don't really know if there's a point in turning this all into dust. I feel like this is actually kind of useless, honestly. I'm just doing it at this point to do it. We're not going to be asking questions. Okay, we're doing to ask questions is to hinder the process of this. I'm just going to swap over to AoE 2 now. I'm going to just start trying to get as much of this area clear as I can. So I'm just going to start chopping out segments of dirt to do this. I don't know how much space I'm going to need for this. Probably enough to make another oil setup that's that big. So I figure this is probably going to be the oil processing zone. Like, kind of like Chernobyl zone, except not radioactive, okay? And also not caused in 1986 yet. And also not any nuclear related at all, except it's oil related. And this time, the byproduct we're after is bitumen, because that's actually just... I don't know why I'd be after bitumen. I've never tried to produce bitumen, and I think it's a really cool idea, a little project we can do to kind of just really see what you're capable of when you put your mind to something stupid, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. I think it does. Why is there aromatic hydrocarbons that runs there? Why is this here when this is... Huh? What the... Huh? What the heck am I doing? So one other thing too. Where's my box? where did I put the box where I can dump off all my wood at? All my wooden goods. Okay, this starts right here on that section. So wherever the actual thing is here. Okay. Okay. Is this on the out? This is on the. This is 2 blocks away from the actual chunk border. So, go here, go here. Oh, hey, look, it fits in. 2 chunks away from the chunk border. Yeah, cool. Figure out later how to do that. Start working on the fencing around this section here. Oh yeah, yeah. So how long is this? It goes 4 blocks. Yes, indeed. It goes 4 blocks and then... Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we can just get away with this section being really easy to do. It's not hard. It's not hard. It shouldn't be hard. If it's hard, then there's a problem. Okay, just try switching it from that to nothing. And AoE 2, right? Yeah, there we go. Nice. I think one of the things we were working on was Terbidium, trying to get... Yeah, it doesn't matter though. Does not matter at this time. I am excited to get to this weekend because it's going to be nice to finally not do something in the cold, wet rain, mud for one time. But I will say that was a fun experience. It might have sucked, but it gives me fun memories. Something I'll be able to tell my kids when I'm older. One time, we did this thing, and it was so stupid, and we did this thing, but at the end of the day, it was fun. That's what I'll be like. Be like an old man being like, yes, back in my day, I did this, and this. It sucked, but didn't matter, we did it. It's a great thing. It's called legacy, isn't it? It's like what you're known for. Like, what have you done, your mark that you leave? Then, I think the mark I leave is a good one. Honestly. Anywhere I go, I feel like I leave at least some kind of good impression. It's like, So you know however stupid you might think I am, there's at least a little good quality in me that compensates for it. I don't know what it is, but people also have a tendency to like the way I do things, so like the way I operate. Because at the end of the day, I'm just good at whatever I do. The reason I'm good at whatever I do is because I enjoy whatever I do. As long as I enjoy it and I'm having fun, then everything is simple and easy. I can be content. It's the words I would say. A pretty neutral word, but it's the point. It's not meant to be anything more than a neutral. All of that work just to have to redo it. Yeah. What the heck? All of that work just so I have to redo it. We're gonna set up the Binneman process. Problem is with Binneman is that if I do cracking, right? If I do cracking, then we're pretty much forced to. Well, there's a good way to produce. We could try vacuum oil. Do I want to do vacuum oil first? Is it going to give me more bitumen that way? I don't think. I think it just makes more sulfuric acid, honestly. I think that's what it does. And I don't really know. This is a massive facility. Oh, that is 4. Oh? Okay, now that I've solved those minor issues, back with our scheduled programming. OBS Studio disconnected yet again. Yes, I like that it's giving me 1,000 notifications about something I already know. Like, tell me something I do not already know. Oh man, I gotta work on my book. That's the thing I gotta work on. That book is a terrible book though. It's about lunging. It's a great book. It will be so informative, technologically advanced. It's super useful. Anyway, I learned quite a bit of stuff about what I need to do next time for the field. So, first thing I need to do is actually bring batteries because it appears that when I don't bring batteries, I need them. For some godforsaken reason, apparently radios don't work after their batteries hit 4. Because once they hit 4, they're like, oh shit, it's time to not fucking work. Once they hit 4, then you start ending up with screens that start flashing and stuff, which is not good. That means you need to change the battery, which is what I figured out. It means you need to change the battery. I didn't bring batteries. Then the next thing I know is that I get out there and the tool I need to encrypt my radios isn't working. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm literally out here trying to do stuff with these radios. And the tool I need is just stopped working. Magically. Well, I don't know if it was the tool. I haven't found out if it's broken. Or if it is actually... All I know is that it's probably not a problem I can fix. Probably not a thing that the person above me can fix. So that means it's a problem that the people who do the radios above us will probably have to fix, which is not something I want in my life. because that means I must have royally messed up something, which is really not something I would want. So, yeah, that's where that's at. Anyway, we need to explore the ways to produce the most bitumen as possible. And if we take a look at bitumen, right? Production of bitumen, we'll just go from regular oil, right? So we get to the heavy oil method. Or, just go from regular oil. Okay, so regular oil in the oil refinery is heavy oil. This is the cut we need the most of to get that. So to get heavy oil in a large quantity, what I need to do is refine my hot crude oil or desulfurized hot crude oil. This gives you desulfurized stuff, naphtha, and paraffin wax, which are all super useful. And unsaturated hydrocarbons to desulfurize it. So that's one way of doing it. Because now I have all this desulfurized stuff. Let's take a look at desulfurization, okay? Because that is a way of doing things. This desulfurized light oil can get you to this high cetane diesel and jet fuel. Okay, maybe I don't want to do that, but we'll take a look at it anyway. How much? 280 of that to make solid fuel. That's not bad. It'd be a great method for power production, honestly. That's pretty good. However, I'm not really interested in just making this, okay? I mean, I really don't want to have to make that. So we'll just go with a regular method of getting it, of doing it. Okay, we're going to take a look at vacuum oil as well. Because vacuum oil, I believe, will produce, what is this, crude oil, desulfurized crude oil. Okay, so that's how you take out sour gas. That gets you a little bit of those. This way gets you a little bit of these. But let's take a look at what we're getting as far as the vacuum heavy oil goes. It gives you 400 millibuckets to 200 of those. Okay, cool. So vacuum heavy oil can get you to reform it. I got a feeling that what we need to do is kind of swap over the oil production over here to just configure it for that, and then instead of running this to the gas turbine, we run that to the gas turbine. But this still will work. We can still leave this as it is. It's a nice little setup we have anyway. Okay. Well, we just gotta keep tearing down all this dirt so I can get to the end of that section. Yeah, we're almost there. 10 kilometers more of dirt. I'll just go ahead and hit an AoE 2 on this and just keep doing that all the way down until we completely do the whole line. Look how much faster this is than the other way. Look how much faster that was, okay? See how much faster I can just destroy dirt if I just use my brain and use AoE on this? It's almost as if HBG's invented a tool for us to use, so we should use it. We could also set up another fracking tower, honestly. It wouldn't be a bad idea to improve the oil production rates at our facilities. Setting up a second tower for producing oil. I mean, we have a lot of options nearby for getting oil. I remember there being one right here, notably, and I think there's one up here as well somewhere. Yes, like right there, probably. Those are 2 good spots for us to mark out so we can set up a few more fracking towers and pipe oil into the setup here. Kind of the core of our production, if we're being honest. So, like, it'd be nice to have more of that, as well as if we can get batteries to those so we don't have to power them off of our primary source of energy. So that will be the goal, is to look into getting those batteries, which is going to require flash gold, lead, polonium-210, stuff that's currently in the works. Polonium-210 is on the way, and I can tell you that with certainty. We will be making polonium-210 very soon. Here's another thing, actually. We can get polonium-210 faster if I do a wonderful, wonderful method called the research reactor. Now, does this method? Yes, it does. And it is a real thing that I can set up. So we'll take a look at that in a bit. For now, I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, so we can start figuring out this oil. I think next stream we should try to get a new reactor set up for the radium. Okay, that's gonna be the goal for next stream. I'm gonna set down a sign so I can remember that. I also need to go do something real quick, so I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Okay, I am returned to do some stuff. Let's go ahead and take care of that sign that tells me what I need to do. I don't even remember. I actually don't remember what the sign... Radium. Okay, yeah, radium. To make radium, it's going to be a breeder reactor plant, which is going to be a new setup. Basically, all I have to do is build it in the basement of the cathedral, and we'll be fine. Okay? So we'll need to get a sign to put it on a board, and then figure out what else we need to do. Because we probably need to do more than just that. Honestly, there's no way we don't... It's the only thing I will need to do. There's no way for that to be the only thing I need. Also, we could probably move this and start working on more bitumen production over there. More production over there. Stuff. More coal production, please. More coal production at this time. Cool. Alright, yeah. What we're doing, we're gonna put this down here. Gonna run it into this. So like that. Just route it in there. Give it time to do its thing. It will do this, which will actually get us HP solvent production and things that it vitally needs to do stuff and things. You know, it's pretty important that it does that. Wonder if it has a way of processing the bitumen this produces. Cool. It doesn't have a way. It has a way of doing that. Perfect. Nice. Okay, so it's doing its job. Is this one doing his job? Needs more naphtha. Hurry and make more naphtha, please. It's barely producing any naphtha. Wonderful. 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 It could totally use more naphtha. Oh, is the power plant even on? I keep forgetting that I turn it off to, like, make a little bit of something. So basically we need to turn it back on. Shouldn't be too hard. Just flip a switch and it'll be on. Yep, there's no point in just having to sit there for ages doing nothing. It was quite literally useless. Okay, we're just gonna take this with me everywhere I go now. So I have a crate with me that has all of the stuff I potentially need, but probably don't need. We need to do... Okay, here's the things we need. We need to do radium reactor. We need to do space tech Also, yeah, that's our primary goals right now. Those are the biggest goals on my list to get started with. We're at the point where it's time for us to get looking at space. But I have to do radium first. Obviously, it's an important task. I need to do it. So, there's that. Can't just go straight to space when I haven't completed everything on the ground. Ground is more important than our space nonsense. But, see, I will get to the point where we are doing space stuff. It's just a matter of when. God dang it. Sometimes it's what I think in my head when I think about this one guy. He's not the most stupid person, but just makes kind of makes me stressed a little bit. See, I hate it when people do the wrong thing. Hate it. So when this guy exists, he mostly does the wrong thing. Like, ever since he got here, just does the wrong thing. Endless wrong quantities of the wrong thing. But not the worst. He doesn't do it intentionally, at least. It's not intentional. Just doesn't know any better. It's like, it's typical. It's a maturity thing. You see, when it comes to, like, maturity, it's about kind of the right thing. Like, it's not really necessarily like, oh, wow, I'm older. No, you can be, like, 21 and still act like you're not an adult. Like, you can act like you're not an adult. You can treat people like you're, like, a child, you know? Like, see, that's what bothers me, is that there's, like, in my career so far, I've met plenty of people who are like that, whereas I act older than my age, which is quite, well, it's logical. It makes a lot of sense. It's kind of related to more of my intelligence. So I still will make jokes and just be an absolute kind of like a, I would like to describe it as a jerk. I mean, that's literally what it is. Just kind of mean, I guess, but still. Literally preying on other people's downfall at that point. Kind of like a bully, but I don't bully people because it's usually just as like a little bit of teasing. It's not bullying, okay? Bullying is like they tell you to stop. See, if I was told to stop, I would stop. Which takes a lot of effort to do, but yes, I would stop. Because, yes, bullying is literally just repeating the same thing after somebody tells you to stop. So, plus, I don't want to get in trouble for that. See, I just follow rules, and rules are simple. Do rules, do good things, and then everything will make a lot of sense. Because rules are... See, rules are two things. Some rules are boundaries to success, while others are the foundations of it. See, the way I think of it is that, okay, well, some rules should be followed while others shouldn't, because some rules are dumb while others have a reason to exist. Some rules are just made up for the sake of somebody making it up. and saying, yes, this works so well because I said so. That's the type of person who doesn't follow logic comes up with that. Yes, this will work so well because I said so. These rules are perfect because I said so. But you see, rules, they're kind of like what I follow. It's like my foundation. It's like every aspect of my being is following rules. And see, when it bothers me when I find people who don't do that. They enter my life and they're like, oh, rules. I don't know what those are. I've literally followed that, like, the same thinking style my whole life. That rules are just absolutely something I should follow. So that way I don't get myself into insane trouble for doing something stupid. Because that's typically what happens. Usually, in the past, I do something stupid and I get into trouble. So I don't want to get into trouble, therefore I will just follow the rules. Very simple way of doing things. And will provide success at every corner, if you will. If you think that way. But I see a lot, that goes into maturity, right? Like, maturity, to me, is more of, if I see a guy who follows the rules, if I see a guy who acts like an adult, follows the rules, that guy's mature. There's a lot of people who are like, well, it's just age. Well, those are like idiots. And the complete opposite example, usually. Those are people who are like, oh, well, no. No, I act like an adult. Like, what? What do you mean you act like an adult? You're causing complete stupidity and nonsense to happen. Like, yes, there are some rules that should be followed, some that shouldn't. But these are the type of people who will just go ahead and be like, I don't even know what rules are. Just forget about it. Forget about what the standards are. Forget about what everything is. I hate that type of person. So it's like the type I hate the most. Like the ones... See, there's some people who can do that and it's okay. But there's others who can do that, or who do that, it's really not. I don't know what the difference is. I can't tell what the difference is. Like, if I looked at one guy and said, well, this guy, he's doing the wrong thing, but maybe it's that I just... It's not that... Maybe I just don't hate him. Maybe I just don't hate him for whatever... Maybe I am not getting in trouble for him doing this thing. Maybe that's why. Like, maybe it's just me paying for somebody else's mistakes. That might be what that is, but I don't know. But typically, when it comes to people following the rules, those are the type of people who I like the most because they're usually people who are well organized. There's order in their life. Makes a lot of sense to favor those people more, to be friends with those people, than to be like, oh, well, these guys are just standing around like a gaggle, doing nothing. I don't want to be a part of that. Like, that's not who I am. I don't just... Literally, I will work 10 times more than somebody else because that's just how I am programmed. I literally just follow that. Follow rules and order. See if I see somebody else who's not doing that, it makes me really angry. And then I start to think about it constantly. Oh my gosh, this person is doing the wrong thing. This person is doing the wrong thing. This person is doing the wrong thing. That is, I think, the biggest aspects of my existence, I would say. What are we doing with this? So how are we going to get the oil What are we gonna do for it? I mean, we have a little bit of options. I mean, hey, I figure what makes the most sense is to kind of pipe out everything. Be like, well, okay, we have this going on here, we have this going on. So I think we'll have to do a lot of piping. That's one thing. Because we already have an oil setup that works, almost. We're producing a lot of heavy oil right now, getting it locked up on petroleum gas. We'll figure out how to dispose of petroleum gas in a bit. Probably turn on this thing. Yes. Not a bad idea. Once it gets on, we'll set it to auto so it figures out what it's going to do. This thing can also be turned on. Give it a time. Holy shit, it's low. Whoa. What energy is this? Holy shit. Oh my gosh. I think we could just keep the same refining setup and just shift production over. Problems are going to be the petroleum gas buildup, aromatic hydrocarbon buildup, and other buildups. So we need to deal with buildups somehow. That's going to be a huge project to figure out, is how we're going to deal with the buildups. How are we going to shift everything, and what are we shifting it to? So primarily, our goal is to produce heavy oil into the wonderful substance known as bitumen. So when we want to shift to bitumen production, we need to check what we are doing. So first, this is bitumen. We're going to stop that. Okay, that will be the first thing I want to do, is stop that connection there. So let's go ahead and make the pipes we need for that. Also, we can probably turn off the gas flare if it's still running. Okay, it's off. We need a low power mode. We just need to turn it off. Cool. Because I don't need it running constantly, really. I just need a lower power energy production as well. I guess that's what I can do with the bitumen. I can switch it to a low power production. Okay, so we're going to look at duct. This is what I want. Alright, so we're going to make that. We're going to find what we need in the boxes, probably. I figure there's some materials in the boxes which are usable. Okay, do one of these. Wonderful. What, can I not do that or something? Is that something I can't do? I could have sworn you could do this. Could swear by it. Ah, nice, perfect. Now I have 16 redstone fluid valves. This is how we will switch over to bitumen, pretty much. It's just to run these and swap them over so they will run. Where's my PET gas going? What is clogging the PET gas? Petroleum gas. What are you doing? I don't need petroleum gas. It's just clogged by unsaturated hydrocarbons constantly. Or it's clogged here. What, do we not have aromatic hydrocarbon reduction? We don't have a way of getting rid of aromatic hydrocarbons? What the heck, man? What the heck? You know, I actually can get us the aromatic hydrocarbon. You know, I can get us aromatic hydrocarbons. It's not too difficult. It's too easy. Let me go grab a barrel of that from over here. Because I made a setup that produces too much aromatic hydrocarbons for what it needs to produce. Aromatic hydrocarbons. Please send aromatic hydrocarbons right now. We need them, like, right now. Immediately, please. Hurry! Hurry up and get there. Please don't rain the entire day. Need those aromatic hydrocarbons. Time now. Aromatic hydrocarbons, go! Time now. Execute. Go, 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 go. Nice. This will build up a lot of aromatic hydrocarbons. I think we should just find more uses for petroleum gas, honestly. There's like so few usages for me having petroleum gas. Or unsaturated hydrocarbons. It might just be that we're out of zinc, actually. You ever think of that? It could just be that you're out of zinc, man. We need to go to space to actually get an we need to go to the moon. To get alkylation units done. We should go to the moon. Dude, come on. Go to the moon already, man. Go to the moon. Wait, so what is the other product it makes? Wait a second. This would be the way to go, is get the alkylation unit, and then you're piping back petroleum gas into your setup that you just... The problem is to get those aromatic hydrocarbons out of there. However, I can see that it's possible to do something with those. So let's go to... Look at this. So it gives you aromatic hydrocarbons and petroleum gas, 300 back. If you do this... Gets you to BTX, chlorine gas. No. No. No, 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 no. Don't need that, please. Well, actually, BTX is able to get you petroleum gas, aromatic hydrocarbons back. So technically, you could cycle through. Carbon tetrachloride is needed to make reformant gas. But unsaturated hydrocarbons, what does that require? It requires absolutely nothing to do those. So you can literally just alkylate those as they are. Then we can do aromatic hydrocarbons. And we're going to set those to become... nothing. We probably just need zinc powder. This is actually what it is. It just needs zinc powder. It just needs a little zinc, dude. Just put a little zinc on it, it'll be fine. Rub a little zinc in there. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, we could also just switch it over to C4 production. But that's more expensive, honestly. See, the problem I have with James 2H4 is that it costs zinc to make rubber, which makes... I mean, it makes some sense as a catalyst, but it doesn't make sense to use all of my zinc for rubber. Unless there's some really shitty rubber production, there's no reason we should be using all of the zinc in the rubber. It should just stay there as a catalyst. Zincite catalyst, okay? Zinc oxide for catalyst. Okay. We're all on the same page, everybody, right? Should be a catalyst, okay, guys? Should be a catalyst for the reaction. What do you do with this? What do you even do with petroleum gas? Oh, sulfuric acid gets you low out. Forward gets you to this. What is that used for? I don't need that. Probably at this time. Oh, you can just go straight to LPG? Reformant gas. Yeah, it really doesn't have many usages. Does not have many usages. Not enough usages. Oh. That's why. Bake light's clogged. Alright, so that means now it's time to figure out how I can get heavy oil to go do its stuff. So we're going to go ahead and cut off the bitumen pipeline right here. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Cut off a bitumen pipe. We're going to swap it out for this fluid valve. And then we're going to go through the ground and... is this the best way of getting bitumen to become the stuff I need? Well, bitumen is the end goal material for this. Pretty much the whole project is to switch production from kerosene to bitumen. So this pipe will come up in this chunk here, which is outside of my chunks that I've claimed, technically, but it still is within the project area. So we're just going to connect this over. Just literally pipe down through the ground. And boom. Dig up. And we are out. So that is our pipe for bitumen to get to this side. All I have to do is hook up a secondary outlet for this, which is too easy. All I have to do is go a block over and I can have this done. So this would be my bitumen switching pipe, pretty much. Theoretically it is. Theoretically. It's like, it almost is, but we don't really know. It is. It's quite literally the pipe I need. So that will go there. With that, I can start hooking in all my stuff. Get out of here. I don't need this. Don't need this right now, man. Please. So that is the actual control thing. Oh, that will be the control thing. Okay, here's the next thing that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set this to be a bitumen pipe. So bitumen, we can produce bitumen, store it in a tank. What else can make the bitumen that we need? Because that's what we're after, really. We're really just after bitumen at this point. So getting more bitumen is as simple as figuring out what can I make into bitumen through this process. So what can I make into tar? So any of these tar can get you bitumen. Okay? So any of the tar gets you to bitumen. How do I get oil tars? And how do I get tars? So bitumen is made from coal tar. Oil tar and cracked. So how do you get oil tar? Crude oil, heavy oil, vacuum, and bitumen. So those are your ways of getting oil tar, which gives you, I believe, 100 bitumen back. So your heavy oil, okay, obviously that. Crude oil, obviously that. This is like your one way of getting bitumen, basically. But there is another way to get bitumen, which is to pipe everything to coking and then proceed from there. Because coking can too produce bitumen. It's just a matter of figuring out how to get there. You see, we have light oil, which is a honestly, I don't know how much bitumen I'm going to need. How much do I think I'm going to need? This is a simple project. You don't need an entire setup that just turns everything into bitumen. At that point, hello TH3 Fish, I want to play a game. If you answer this question correctly, I'll sub to your channel, but if you fail, an enderman will haunt you for 10 days. Do you accept the challenge? Well, first of all, nothing will haunt me for 10 days. If anything, I am more likely going to haunt it for 10 years. And then, secondly, what is the game even? So let's figure out those two things first before we start jumping to this potential idea of yours. Well, I also try to figure out what I'm doing with this oil. Why am I gonna just produce 10,000 gallons of bitumen? No, it doesn't need 10,000 gallons of bitumen. It just needs a storage tank and some love. A chem plant too. Let's go ahead and figure. Oh yeah, let's make the oil tank. Let's figure that out. Then we'll make the other thing. Okay. Tank. There's no need for me to do any fanciness or anything like that. And number 2 is that all you have to do is answer one question from a horror movie, and if you get it right, you win. I don't watch horror movies, so I'm not going to take the challenge. Because there's no point in me trying to guess at something. So I will not try to guess at something. It's just a bad idea. Then I'll lose. Then I'll lose your challenge. I'll fail at your challenge, which I don't want to do. See, if I don't have the right answer, I'm just going to give no answer. Or I'll give my own answer, be like, ah, yes. But it will always be wrong in this scenario because it does not matter how much confidence you have with your answer. It will be wrong in this scenario. Because the wrong answer is just the wrong answer at that point. Thank you so much. I really wish I could play your game, but I don't actually watch horror movies, so I'm not going to try, and I'm not going to disappoint. So, I gotta work on oil anyway, too. I gotta focus on my oil. Is it 16 of these, and then we make 8 of the other ones? I think it is 16 and 8, which makes 30, 24. No, it's actually 6, no. Thank goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The olden days are gone of 2016. 2016 was a great time. Actually, no, 2018 was a great time for like hard base of all time. Or no, I think it was 2022. There was a lot of good hard bass at that point in time. It was good music. I don't know why I built such a massive area that I'm not going to use this for my industrial oil playground. Really, there's no reason in this right now. All right, we're just going to set up the bitumen storage tank right here. We're just going to say that's bitumen. Look at it go. It's going to start storing bitumen, right? And the other thing that I will do is I'll set up a wooden plank. So by default, I want it to go into the cracking tower. But by my way, I want it to go into the other thing. So that's how I want it to be. I need to just get some cobblestone to figure that out. Here we go. Cobblestone. And then it is time to actually assemble the stuff. Just switch the lever there. Thing is that that should not be running. Okay, good. That now is allowing bitumen to be moved into here. Yep, it is piling up in there perfectly. Okay, now it's time to go ahead and grab the time to go ahead and grab the stuff. Oh my gosh, my face is burning. My face is so warm. It's probably because I've been out in the cold for so many days. We should have. What are we trying to do? Oh, okay, we're trying to make the oil. Let's go ahead and figure that out. This thing, right? Because that is the starting point. So it's going to require 8 steel plates, 2 copper pipes, 16 insulators, 2 motors, 2 heating coils, and analog circuit. We'll start with the circuit board and work our way up. I think that makes a lot of sense to do. It's like I almost have it all done already. Jeez. Two motors, 2 heating coils, which I don't think I have one. Do I have a second one somewhere? This would be quite interesting to find the answer to. Honestly. What do I want to do? Let's find if I have iron. I don't have iron, do I? That's what's holding me back right now. I have no iron at this time. This time and place, there is no iron. I will have to make some. 1 iron ingot. And if we need to, we'll just switch over the power. So that way, yes. Okay, Okay, we're finished there. Time to take those 2 heating coils over, and also some insulators too. Oh wow, we already have it all done. How many copper tubes did it need? Right, it needs like 6? I believe it's 6. Copper tubes. Oh, never mind. It only needs 3. Do I have any cables? That is a good question. Are there any cables? I believe the answer is no, but we will see. Okay, so then this is where this is gonna go. We're gonna place it right here. Nice. The ladders work on these? I forgot about that. That's amazing. Cool. So the way this will work is bitumen will go into here and we'll do the stuff and things for that. So bitumen to there. And we will go ahead and set it to production of asphalt, which is made with sand, gravel, and a little bit of joyous bitumen. Which now all I have to do is find some way to get the energy over to there, which shouldn't be difficult, but probably is about to be because it requires a lot of brain power to accomplish the task of constructing poles for this. That's fine though. It shouldn't be hard. It really shouldn't be hard, but it's going to try to be hard. So we'll figure it out. Figure it out, man. Figure it out. Okay, so I'm gonna need 2 red copper. One, 2. Gonna need 2 iron ingots. No, hurry. They're almost done. Cool. Alright, so now I have 5 or 12 of those. We will go ahead and make these into coils. Make these into insulators. Nice. Good. It should just be as simple as this. Then we could just move energy from the actual start of the grid over to the other edge of the grid. Shouldn't be hard. It should be too easy. Let's do this. Okay, cool. Nice, bit into there. To here, and it's time to get gravel and sand. This is when we put gravel and sand together, they make a child called bitumen. So we need both to cook up the one substance I'm after, which is asphalt. I think I have a lot of gravel in one of these, yes. And I think I have sand in the other one of these. No? Yes. Which is exactly what I'm after. Then we need a way of producing gravel and sand in copious quantities, and I think the way of doing that would be to run a new setup that just produces gravel and sand by cobblestone. Somehow. That would be an ideal setup to do for that, but I don't think I'm going to set that up. Anyway, that's going to make asphalt, which has a blast resistance of like 12 or something. It's 72. It's pretty... I think it's better than actual concrete. Regular concrete, obviously, but still. Alright, let's go ahead and start building roads. Paving stone. Pretty much. Let's see. Give it 4 blocks of space, so put it in the center. That means it'll be an 8-block wide road, but that should be enough space for us to make a road. It's just gonna be a road. It's literally just gonna be a road, okay? There's nothing more to it. I'm building a road for the sake of building a road. This is not necessarily 8. Oh, it is. It is 8 blocks still. Good. But it will still work if it's not necessarily 8. It doesn't matter, okay? Doesn't matter too much. But, see, with an 8-block road, that means I can cover 4 of these sections right now with 32. So you're doing, like, basically, each one of these will require half a chunk of blocks, almost. Each one of them will require, like, almost half the distance of the chunk. What's the main aim for all this? I don't know, I just do it for fun, and I like to share the joy of what I'm having with you all. See, I get to tell you all stories, get to show all kinds of cool stuff off that I'm doing, and I get to build random cool things, like the thing off in the distance, which is literally my ore processing. It's Soycraft Industries over there. Hold on, just give it a second. Get to build cool things like this. Absolutely awesome right there, right? It also is a hobby, so if anything, it's mainly the hobby aspect, so there's that. But with the road now, we're gonna just set up a road that's gonna go to where I'm gonna set up a range, pretty much. Just gonna make it my own little shooting range. I think would be an awesome project to do. It's a little project, but it adds a lot to the world. See, like, that big image we built over there is a big image. It's not really super important, but it adds a lot of character to the world, and that's what I'm currently working on, is building my world to have character, so it has a lot more value to me. Because if I just were to go like, oh, let me just build all the machines, there's no value in me building all the machines, right? I mean, there is. It's part of the game, but I can also make the world have a lot of character and have a lot of value too. So it's a balancing act almost. Because if I want to spend a long time on this world, I need to focus on the things that allow me to balance out the boredom. Okay, so like building a road for no reason is an absolutely cool little project to do. It's going to make me run faster. It's going to pay out in the end. And then we can build longer distance buildings, longer distance setups. It's a useful thing to have, but also something that reduces the boredom and monotony of doing all of this. Industrial oil is backed up because petroleum gas is backed up because aromatic hydrocarbons do not exist. This is why. This is why it's backed up. It doesn't take long for that thing to fill up with the stuff. It's honestly, my biggest issue right now is the disposal of petroleum gas for whatever means possible. Whether that means producing 10,000 gallons of energy I'm not going to be able to store, I don't know. Also, that makes me run super fast on that. Continue to make asphalt, please. We need more. Asphalt, please. Go. Make more. Okay, we might actually have to invest and figure